is October. Hey guys, so guess what? We are supposed to get our first frost tonight. So after work, I was scurrying around outside, picking all of the cherry tomatoes that I had left growing in my garden. Bittersweet, the season is changing, but we're gonna have a lot of tomatoes to eat and many to share with friends as well. And as I was coming in, I thought, oh my stars, I have got to get this Euphorbia inside because if this freezes, it will probably be the death of it. This is a really big pot, and I think that I am going to downsize it depending on what the roots look like. If you don't have a Euphorbia, then you may not know these can be somewhat dangerous, and I learned this the hard way when I got stuck last year and my finger was all swollen and it was a bit scary. So I will be proceeding with a lot of caution. Unfortunately for me, I just didn't time this out very well because this frost kind of snuck up on me. So the soil that I have on hand is not succulent and cacti soil. And I do know that a Euphorbia is not a cacti. However, that is the soil that I used to originally plant it in. So that's the soil that I planned on repotting in. Since I don't have that, what am I to do? I think I'm going to pot it in some soil I have here. And we're just gonna see how that goes. The reason why I'm repotting is because it has been outside for several months and I don't know what could be inside this flower pot. There could be little spiders or creatures or who knows what, and I most definitely don't want those living inside. So here we go. Before I get started on repotting this Euphorbia, I wanted to show you what it looks like up close and give you a glimpse of the pot that I have it planted in. I really think that it is too large. I anticipated that it would grow during the summer, however it did not. So, I think we're gonna downsize it. Okay, I have a blessing. Looky here, a smaller terracotta flower pot. Okay, I don't have to go hammering nail holes in the bottom of this bucket right now because I can downsize in this terracotta pot. And if I so desire, I can put it right down in here in this bucket. Ta-da! Oh, I am so thankful that I have this. Whew. Okay, so that takes a little bit of stress off. And I'm on to the next step, which is going to be filling that with just a tiny bit of soil. So I've got to open up this coconut peat potting mix and my Miracle-Gro potting mix, mix this together and put it inside the smaller terracotta pot. And after I do that, I'm going to ever so gently get this plant out of its terracotta pot that it's in right now. Step one is going to be take some newspaper and cover up the large hole in the bottom of our flower pot that we're going to be using. Because I have never used this product, I'm not sure what to expect. So I'm opening up this coconut peat potting mix. It's 10 pounds, so that is a lot. I'm going to read the instructions before I put it inside of my bucket and add water, okay? It says right here.
Instructions. Place block in a container with adequate expansion space and then add water gradually, letting water to get absorbed and avoiding runoff. The block will expand to become soft, light, and spongy. It can then be easily broken down to potting mix consistency. Important, coconut peat is not a significant source of nutrients. Remember to fertilize your plant regularly.
Okay, well, our potting mix from Miracle-Gro says on the package that it can fertilize for up to 6 months. So maybe it's not such a bad idea that I am mixing part Miracle-Gro potting mix, part coconut peat potting mix. Here we go. I'm gonna put this in slow-mo as I take some of the coconut peat potting mix and put it inside the bucket and add water. It will expand. Here we go. Okay, I am making such a mess. This stuff does not smell very good. I wish I could be outside. I need to get this process sped up a little bit, but I can't put this entire block down in water because I don't want 10 pounds. I want just a little bit. Should I be sawing part of this off with a knife? I feel like there's gotta be an easier way. I probably should have just bought a smaller amount. Okay, well, completely natural growing medium. Oh, but I'm gonna be mixing it with Miracle-Gro. So, oh my goodness, guys. This is a hot mess. I'm gonna speed this process up. Okay, learn from me. Don't try to take this apart with your hands when you have 10 pounds. I should have bought a smaller block. However, I was saving this for my garden come spring. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So what I have is the smallest amount here inside this bucket. I have no clue how much this is gonna expand. I'm going to simply add some water. See what happens. Just adding a little bit at a time. If you're still watching, thanks. Okay, add some more water. Quite a lot of water I just put in there. Kind of looks like soup. I can see it growing as it expands. Can you see that? Okay, so I have too much water in there. This is an interesting product. I definitely have to add some more of the coconut peat potting mix because this is like soup. Oh boy, trial and error. I'm gonna be using this knife ever so carefully. I've already made a humongous mess. I'm just going to take chunks of it off and then add it to the bucket. it would have been really nice to have a smaller block of this. There we go. It's a nice little chunk. I wish I were outside. Oh my gosh. Like if I were a kid right now, I would be so worried I was going to get in trouble. But since I am, you know, the grown adult who's making this mess, it's oddly therapeutic. I will be the one cleaning it up though. Oh my gosh, what a mess. So I'm going to add this to the bucket and look at this mess, you guys. Not sure how well you could see, but I know you'll be able to hear. God. This is way too wet. Like I would not want to put a Euphorbia in this type of environment. So I guess I'm gonna wring it out because once it's wring out, it's, you know, much better. God, like I seriously feel like I'm at the point of no return here, but I'm just going to persevere and get her done. Okay, I am wringing it out and putting it in the new flower pot. I'm going to continue to do this until I can get it as dry as possible. Then I will mix it with the Miracle-Gro potting mix. Golly, those of us who love our plants would do this, but I could be doing this all wrong, and you guys might be cringing at me right now thinking, oh my gosh, is that crazy girl, why is she doing that? But I really don't know what else to do because it's got to get out of its original flower pot because I've seen spider webs all over it. Okay, well, I'm gonna put this camera down and get on with this. I ended up taking this much of the coconut peat potting mix, and let me show you how much that is produced. This is what remains in the bucket. I'm actually going to dump this in my rubber tree because my rubber tree needs a drink, so maybe it can use some of that nutrient. This is how much I end up getting after I wring it out the best I could. It's still damp, of course, but I won't have to add a whole lot of this Miracle-Gro. But now comes the big task of getting the Euphorbia out of this ginormous flower pot. I'm gonna have to be so careful. I'm making a little bit of progress. I just went outside and dumped the soil from the large flower pot into my outdoor flower bed. And wouldn't you know it, this thing tumbled right out. And you can see our roots here. It definitely needs a smaller flower pot in my opinion. So I think it will be happy in its new environment. I added a few rocks. I washed the plant and I want to give you a quick glimpse at the roots. They look really healthy. I've made a decision to allow this to set in the sink and dry and allow the soil in which I've put into the new flower pot to dry out. I just don't want to damage the plant in any way, and I'm afraid if I put it down in this moist soil, it might do it harm. So that's what I'm gonna do. I hope this is a good decision. Thanks for watching, and I know it's been a little bit of chaos. Yep, we're gonna make a video. Hi, buddy. You want to be in the video? Huh? Where's our plants? You want to say hi? Oh, goodness. Say hi. You need a haircut, don't ya? So this is our Euphorbia's new home down here. And I think it's a good place for it. I planted it in the terracotta. I think I'm gonna start over. Rizzo, let's go play. Come on, let's go play. This is the rubber tree that I repotted in order to have some of its soil. Because I repotted it and borrowed some soil, I didn't have to use the Miracle Grow. And our Euphorbia has a new home right down here underneath the white stool. Kind of looks like it's in jail. But I have it planted in the smaller terracotta flower pot, which I showed you, and it's just sitting inside of the bucket right under here. And if you look real close, you will see, hopefully, right here, we have new growth, which leads me to believe that it's very happy. It has room up there at the top, but once it gets bigger, I will have to find a new place to locate this. Thanks so much for watching and enduring the chaos with me.